Hello, this is Cedric and Cedric for CRS and Commentary, and we'll be reviewing Rampage just a little faster because you know what? Just spent 16 minutes recording with the microphone was muted. I thought I unmuted it. I must have hit a button and remuted it and didn't know it. The little quick hit buttons. So, okay. In general, Rampage, I saw the first one and it was good, so I figured I'd watch another one. And I can watch these. I can watch these because they're short.
And they're not painfully long.
Yeah, and if I get sick of it, I can just go back to ignoring it like I do Dynamite. That's what I do. Dynamite's something's got to catch my ear. And then I look at the screen and I'll give it a little bit of time. And then I'm like, oh, that's past. And I wait for the next stupid thing to happen. And once the stupid thing happens, I move on. That's kind of how I watch any wrestling. When I see something stupid, I just either ignore it and let it keep playing, or I'll fast forward. The only thing that keeps me from not fast forwarding is usually if the commentary is good. That's usually how I work with it. I love wrestling, so I got to have something going on. But this right here, this was I didn't know. I'm not all into the AEW universe crap. I don't do that. I just don't care. I so don't care. So to me, each episode is its own episode. So when this one starts, the fans are shouting CM Punk, and I was like, well, they've been talking about CM Punk for a couple of weeks on Jim Cornette's shows, so maybe he finally showing up tonight. I mean, they would have the inside scoop and all that, so they ain't gonna chant somebody that's not there. And then he comes out, and the fans go absolutely bananas. This is how fans responded back in the 80s. This is how that was. This is how those fans were. They give the babies to the wrestlers and go try to kiss them. The women be all over them and stuff. The dudes sticking their hands out like, man, give me a high five. It was always like that. And it wasn't because, oh, that's my favorite wrestler. No, it was because that was the baby face and you like what they're standing for. Those are usually the most over baby faces. They didn't do that for the heels. AEW, they do that for the heels. And I know why. I get it. It's stupid. It sucks. It's low brow. It's low IQ from the fans, but I get it. And if you want to know who low IQ fans are, if you want to know who they are, it's not all that is cheering. It's the ones that are cheering that has a mask and not wearing it properly. Those are your low IQ fans. The ones without a mask, clearly low IQ. It's a pandemic. Act like it. Those with a mask below their nose or below their mouth, and worse, below their chin, low IQ. If you are someone that wears your mask like that, then you are low IQ. You don't have to stay that way. You can change by a simple adjustment to pull it over your nose when you're out in public by any stretch of the imagination. You go when you leave your home and go outside into the public, put your shit up. It's that simple. Not hard. Alright. So, CM Punk makes his thing. He's like, I'm here and I had to leave Ring of Honor. WWE had to do all this other stuff. And, I hope you can understand all of my life choices. I know I might not have been, the most pleasing person, yada, yada. And there's Darby Allin, and I'm here to help people. And, all, people that was trying to make it, they're here. And I want to be here too. And okay, he went through all that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Here's the thing. I'm a CM Punk fan on concept. The whole straight edge thing and, basically a straight up good striking pro wrestler and doing all that other stuff. I'm a fan of his work. I'm a fan of his art. But I'm a fan of the concept. A great concept is always a hallmark of a professional wrestler. And he's got one. I hope he keeps it. Hope he still has it. I hope WWE is like, we have trademarked, straight edge style or some crap. Not putting it above them.
Oh no, they would do that shit completely.
Yeah. So then at the end of all of this, she just got questions about CM Punk or something. So we'll get to that at the end of this. So, y'all stay tuned for that. Jurassic Express versus Private Party happened. There was an Avalanche Destroyer where it looked like Luchasaurus was against or turned on Jungle Boy.
Yeah, because it's like he fed him to whoever it was who did it. I can't remember who the Private Party member was.
Yeah, me neither.
It's like he fed Jungle Boy to the guys so they could do the sick flip power driver off the top rope.
And if you had just tuned in and knew nothing about it, and you're like, oh
shit, Lucha then turned.
Yep. Or, whoa, why was that? Okay, bright colored dude is helping the ones in the dark pants. There must be some kind of group. Then he, breaks up the pin. Well, why would he do that? He just helped him. Because that's what it looked like. It looked like he helped him. Your partner got messed up on the top rope. Get him down. Get him down. Get the bad guy. No, I'm going to hold you up. And I'm going to wait all this time. And then when they do the move, I'm going to literally throw my hands up to help flip you over to complete the move. It looked like they turned on Jungle Boy.
Private Party does the same thing. Yep. One standing on the outside, and he kind of lifts his partner, who gets gobbled up by Lucha or Jungle Boy, one of them, to get a move done. It's like, what?
Did they just turn on him?
That's what it looks like. They turned on their partner.
Because they don't know how to do tag team. They don't know how to do moves.
They don't know how to do. They do so many "we got to help you out" moves to flip through the air that then it just looks silly,
and it's not believable, and it doesn't look like a struggle. It's just.
And then they both got their third party that came out. There's a Power Parties out there with Matt Hardy, who's in a 3-piece suit with a vest. He looks silly as shit. Everybody's seen Matt Hardy over his entire wrestling career in the baggy pants with the sideways knees and no shirt and V1 and all this shit. He come out in a 3-piece suit. He look like he's finna be somebody's preacher, be buried. He looked awful. I told Cedric it's like as a 60-year veteran prostitute coming out in a wedding dress. It don't go. He looked dumb as shit. And then you got the other dude, I guess Marco Stunt, out there supposedly trying to assist. He's going to jump up and trying to attack Matt Hardy, who is also up on the apron, and get knocked down unceremoniously because he weighs 2 pounds.
Yeah, Matt threw him down like a sack of shit.
Yes, and it's like, if you really want to do some damage, Marco Stunt, instead of getting up there and trying to go toe-to-toe on the apron with somebody who is twice your size, you should stay down on the bottom, get a chair, hit him in the sideways knee, or grab his foot and drag him off the apron. It's just... there's so much that can be done to make it look decent, and it just looks... That match was crap. The only thing that looked good in the whole match was Luchasaurus' comeback, although he did tag in his partner who got beat to shit for 9 minutes. And Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy's finisher looks really good. You can tell they work on that.
I like the Ric Flair special spot, though, when Jungle Boy got rolled up so deep you could see his ass crack. I was like, man... I don't know how many times you done seen Ric Flair's ass doing them matches. It's funny. It's funny. Damn. Bugs fucked with me, I think. I don't know. I'm getting fucked up over here. So that happened. Jurassic Express win because obvious.
Yeah.
Jade Cargill comes out versus Kiera Hogan. So Jade comes out, flubs her intro because she pauses, and it's like the pyro should have happened then, but it didn't. So she turns. And then it goes off. She turns back again like, okay, I'm back. And I'm like, you fucked that up. But, so she gets to the ring. And I'm like, well, shit, I guess Kiera's going to come out second. I don't know why. She wasn't the one hyped up.
Nope.
And then, in the ring, you get Cargill's intro. And the match is getting started. And it's like, and her opponent, Kiera Hogan. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that should have been enough to tell us that it was going to be exactly what it was.
A squash match. Jade could have good, believable promo before the match. She looks good. Flubbed her intro. She looks amazing. She's beautiful. Hogan was introduced like an enhancement wrestler. And then the squash match happened, which didn't need any hyping up. Just saying Jade Cargill in action would have been better. It really would have.
Yeah, all this shit. The promos for like 2 different shows and the jaw jacking for from both participants for a 3-minute squash. What the fuck?
It really went 3 minutes. It didn't seem like it. The match was shorter than the intro, I think.
I mean, damn, it was. I don't know what Kiera Hogan can do other than get pinned.
Beyond looking pretty and having long looking legs, she did nothing. And I've seen her wrestle before. How about this? Kiera is a good wrestler, but needs better training. She's been wrestling a while, and she has flubbed some kicks in the past, and they were bad. But you know what? The way Jade Cargill was presented, the way her promo, the way she's acting, the way she came to the ring, and the style of match that she had, that almost sounds like a thing I talked about some time ago on how I would use Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't being used that way before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. No one, look, I ain't popular like that. I know, you know.
She got a manager. I guess that guy's her manager.
Yep, like I said, she should have.
And so she talks very little. She says her little coin phrases and shit.
But it's good.
Yeah, meaning she don't have to try and speak and sound like she got memory problems.
Yeah, some kind of linguistic, gravitas that fails every fourth word. She doesn't have to do that. So this was good. This is the proper presentation of Jade Cargill. Just don't hype shit up. She's going to be in action. You'll see her later on. There you go. Or next week or something, Jade Cargill in action. That's what you do. But she's a heel. You don't hype her up. You don't. She's the heel. She'll be there if she's there. It's that simple. Okay. Now we get to the main event. Goon versus Daniel Garcia. So this was the best I've seen Goon. And if anyone doesn't know who Goon is... What? Why are you laughing?
I'm sorry. You just took to that shit, man. You just took to that shit like it was his fucking name, man.
If you don't know who Goon is, that's that Moxley guy. Dean Ambrose of Jonathan Moxley. John Loxley.
John Loxley.
The clan Loxley.
Yeah.
So Goon, this is the best I've seen Goon wrestle. I mean,
ever.
I always knew that he could wrestle.
But he just never does it. This is the best that he's performed. So look. He had a good promo. I got a comment. He had a good promo on
nice
this
one.
dude, Daniel Garcia. And Daniel Garcia, he talked, and two guys behind the 2.0, they talked pretty good. Okay. And then we have the intro. So I don't even think Daniel Garcia got an intro. He was just in the ring waiting for Goon.
Job written all over.
Exactly. So Goon comes out to Wild Thing. Most of the folks in this generation probably didn't even know what the fuck the song was, but I'm sure he brought it out, of the archives to the fucking intro from old school movie Major League, and I thought it was dumb. But he gets to the ring, they start the match, and the first thing I noticed is that it's a hard hitting match. There are no missed punches. There are no missed blows. They're not, pussyfooting around. They're laying into each other like they have issues they're trying to solve. Which is how a wrestling match should be. You shouldn't be punching the ground, the canvas. You shouldn't be putting in these little taps when you're doing elbows. Look like you're trying to accomplish something, like you're actually trying to damage your opponent, and that's what they did. And Daniel Garcia, he's a tiny little dude, okay? He's a tiny little dude, like so tiny that when you bend over, you can probably see his anus. I mean, he's tiny. But he was doing a real good job with going after the leg and doing submissions. But it's tiny as fuck. And to be honest, I'm on board with Cornette if you're going to be rushed, you got to look like you're going to fucking do something. These little tiny half men get annoying.
God damn, woman.
What?
You got to call him a half man. That's insulting to women.
How is that insulting the women?
Cause you say calling someone a half man says the other half is a woman.
No.
Weak.
That's not what I'm saying.
What you saying then?
What I'm saying is you have not reached full man status. You're half a man. You need to gain 50 pounds, then you'll be whole man.
Okay, I'll go with that. Nice save.
That is safe. It's completely separate. Women are powerful in their own right, and there are plenty of half bitches out there, so we can be a half man.
Okay. Nice save.
It's not a damn save, you jackpipe. But to be a half man, he was doing a good job, wrestling his style, technical submission, and working on Moxley's leg. But Moxley was on target. He was on target like Rogue Squadron. He didn't deviate. He was pissed off, so he stayed on the dude. He wanted to hurt him, and he did in the ring.
Never left the ring.
Maybe he's got ADD, so normally when he's wrestling, he forgets what he's doing. It's like, hey, I could get a chair and a table and other shit. And so he goes off and does that shit. He didn't do that this match. He actually performed wrestling moves from beginning to end and ended the match with a outthinking of his opponent.
It was good.
He looked like a thinking man's wrestler for the first time probably ever.
If I've always, and I said that we was seeing him in New Japan. I was like, this dude can wrestle. Why he's got to go out and get a goddamn chair? Why he's always got to get some stupid shit? Just stay in the ring and fucking wrestle, And when he finally did, because then this match, I was like, well, he go get something. And literally, I was not going to watch. I was like half watching the match. I was mainly trying to write up a promo for CR Fire Pro Road, and I was trying to get more, look at the rankings and stuff on the website, and it hit me that he's not going outside. And I was like, what? And I'm listening to the commentary, and I'm seeing the German suplexes, so that's catching my eye.
And they're vicious.
Yes, they were hard hitting suplexes. They were good. They were just right. Professionally done. This was a great match for Goon and Garcia. Garcia, his style, I liked him. And he got Goon in the Sasori Gatami and then tried to pull back. And that's when he put him in that choke, rolled it over, and they called it the Bulldog choke. And, he tapped out. And he should tap out to something that looked like that. It made sense. Mm-hmm. It looked good. I enjoyed that. So I will say, for the first time, and maybe the last time, and this is the only time it's probably going to have to leave my mouth, good job, Jon Moxley.
It's just fleeting. It's not. Next he'll be back. He's gonna be back on his bullshit next time we watch him wrestle. Cause it's almost like he's a fucking teen that refuses to mature. Teens, they're against the world. They're all angsty. Nobody understands me, man. So they go and leap off a building or something, trying to prove something to somebody, and they fuck themselves up. Jon Moxley does that shit every night because the man's trying to hold him down
while giving you 6 figures and whatever match you want and the titles that you want and trying to hold you back, right?
You can't cage me, man, so I'm going to get a table and half fuck up myself.
I saw those promos before he went to WWE when this dude named Zero, he was like, yeah, man, I like Jon Moxley. I love him and yada, yada, yada. That's my childhood. And I see the promo and I'm like, and he's doing the same thing, trying to hold me down, hold me back, yada, yada. And I was like, this dude is so fake. That's the first thing I thought. This dude is so fake. He's fake as fuck. And I was like, this is what's good? This is what people like? This fake shit? It's almost like some guy working for the WWE that make, 6 or maybe even 7 figures coming out talking about he's poor and broke and he's down on his luck. It's like, how you going to work for a company that make that kind of money and you say you broke and the people are supposed to believe it? Just saying. It don't make sense. I got no money, but this is my job. You got a job. You're getting paid.
You got some money, obviously.
You can't use that storyline. You are at work. You are in the building. You are on their television. Only a fucking dumbass would actually be like, dang, man, I really feel bad for this dude.
Yeah, obviously on the payroll.
Yes. Name one fan that's actually gotten to WWE and gotten to the ring. I mean, from backstage, from the back, from behind the curtain, and get down to the ring and cut a promo. Name one fan that's actually done that. If he was really down on his luck, he wouldn't be working there. You know why? Because the ones that ain't working there ain't working there. Do something I can believe. So, hey, he got the Goon one, and that's how that worked.
And that was the end of the show.
Yeah,
nice little package. Went by real quick. Not a 3-hour tour.
I like this. I like the short shows. That's good. Because if I don't look at the screen, I didn't miss anything. Sort of like the 2-hour shows.
Nah. and a long fucking pay-per-view.
This is just shorter.
Okay, you want me to get to my question?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is your question. You've commented in the past how people who we know can wrestle go to AEW and it seems like all of their skill goes out the window. So much so where you're like, what the hell happened? And then you see them in a different company and it's like, oh, they're themselves again. So the question that I had after you told me earlier that CM Punk was, debuting on AEW, I'm like, okay, so apparently, obviously CM Punk has been watching the product. Product is not all that great. I'm guessing that he sees that. I'm also guessing he's getting paid a mint to be there, and obvious by what he said during his promo that he dictated a lot of the terms. So
yeah, he said he was going to be there Wednesdays, Fridays, and 4 Sundays or Saturdays out the year. So he's dictated everything and got licensing for his music. So yeah.
my question to you was, and you don't know the man, so you don't know, but the likelihood of him calling his matches and having a large say-so of how he is going to portray himself is pretty high, don't you think?
Yeah.
Meaning that the caliber of material he's putting out there shouldn't be the crap that you see from other people who show up and forget how to do their art and then leave again.
Yeah.
Okay, that was all I was asking. Because it'd be a damn shame for all this hoopla and all of this waiting with bated breath for his ass to get there, and then he turns into a crap factory like everybody else is there.
There are two types of people that I'm looking at, and you've got those that can't wrestle for shit, and they go to a different company that says you're gonna wrestle here, you're gonna wrestle this way, so they look good. And then you got those that can wrestle, but then they go to a shit company like this, and they got to perform the stupids with everybody else, so they don't look good. FTR, they got there. People wanted to see them annihilate the Bucks just as much as the Bucks should beat them. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They wasted their build-up. They wasted their match. They wasted everything, and then FTR got buried because the Young Bucks know they ain't worth a shit. When it comes to professional wrestling, the Young Bucks ain't shit. They are not. Popularity is not the same as stability. They don't have it. All the shit that they do is going to go by the wayside. Ric Flair was a very safe wrestler. Basic ground style wrestler. And he can't do all the shit that he used to do.
Exactly.
So when those Bucks get hurt to the point where, holy crap, I can't do this flip, they're fucked. As soon as one of them says, I am too hurt to actually do this, their lack of professional wrestling skill will show. They don't know how to carry a match. They don't know how to carry their opponent. They don't know how to get somebody over, but they know how to bury them, beat the shit out of them, and kick them off TV. FTR, they don't get matches. But when FTR does, and this is what's supporting my claim about CM Punk, when you ask that question, FTR, when they wrestle, it don't matter who their opponent is, their opponent starts to look like they can wrestle. Every opponent that FTR has had, I have seen them in AEW wrestling other people, and it looks like the shits. But when they go against FTR, it don't look that way. It looks good. The only way that a team can look bad going against FTR is when that one person on the team looks fake, like Evil Uno. Someone moves out the way, you don't have to keep running 3 feet and hit something. They move out the way, stop, and find another avenue. Because other than that, it just looks phony and stupid. It exposes the business, and it makes your opponent look bad. Just as bad as it makes you look stupid. It makes them look bad, and you look stupid. And that's what can kill, back in the day, a whole territory. FTR has wrestled various teams, and those matches look better. Those matches look good. When you see those teams go against the other teams and not FTR, then you can see all this stupid come out. So, Christian, I think it was Christian Cage up here. His opponents, you see them, but then when he wrestles, they look good. They don't do all the stupids. Not all of them. Kenny Omega, when he wrestled Kenny Omega, although that match ended bad, but Kenny Omega he didn't do all the stupid shit that he does. He's got his his staple things, his certain taunts and gestures, and the way he shuffles his feet before he runs. He cannot untrain that. That's an indie thing that he literally learned to do to get the fans excited and built up for indie style, and it's become a part of him, and he can't let go. And now he won't let go. That's him. But that's a thing with Christian Cage. When he wrestles someone, you don't see the stupids. Not like that. So my assessment of this is that you're going to see CM Punk, and he's going to be doing his thing, and they aren't going to be doing a bunch of stupid shit. It's going to look like it makes sense. That's what my assessment says, going on the history of so far 2 people. I consider a tag team one person for this conversation. So I'm hoping that CM Punk will have carte blanche over calling the match and being a ring general. I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Chris Jericho is a ring general, but he don't know how to do shit anymore. He can't keep up. He can't. And plus, he was most likely high that night with Juventud. Because Juventud is on point.
Yeah.
But he had to work with somebody that was fucked up. You can see it in Jericho's eyes, and you can see it in his sluggishness. And then the next week, he's great. He goes against MJF, and he's great. I ain't gonna say great like perfect, but it's way better than what he was. They're just things to look for, things that the fans aren't going to see. And you point it out, and it's negative, they're going to be mad at you because it's negative. If you're not eating their ass, then you ain't doing a good job. But I think CM Punk is going to look good. He isn't going to wrestle much, and when he do wrestle, it's going to look damn good. And something tells me Bryan Danielson will show up to challenge him at some point once he does get a title. I also think at some point if he keeps looking good, Samoa Joe is going to show up in maybe a year or two. I'm thinking CM Punk might get those people there. That's what I'm thinking. And I think he's gonna look. What happened with Darby Allin and Sting? Darby was still doing his stupids, not listening, and then at some point, what happened? Darby started acting different, wrestling different, being smarter. He's looking back during the coffin drop instead of just, I look back once like it's a moonsault and then just jump back and whatever happens. You know, so under tutelages, some of these garbage people are starting to look like wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have to just see what happens.
Okay.
You know, you have anything else? Any other questions? Or?
No, that was it. That was the only one.
If any of you out there listening to this got questions, and it's a good thought-provoking one, and it's something too long to answer in the comment section, then I'll respond this way, because I don't want to, giving you 25 lines to answer something that just seems like too much. That'd be wrong to do to y'all. But if you got questions, you can always ask them, So we're going to get up out of here. It's been, we done wasted about 31 minutes plus of your time. So this has been Cedric and Cedric for CR Wrestling Commentary, giving our thoughts on the AEW Rampage of August 20th, 2021. Whew. Thank you for listening. See you next time.